Much more from Woj and his phone over the next several hours. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, Mike.
Beginning Sunday evening, a whole bunch of dudes will be looking for new money trees to find shade. Some notable ones include Klay Thompson. He averaged just under 18 points per game last season, third lowest of his career. Despite that scoring drop, though, he still ranked second in catch-and-shoot made threes with 219. James Harden played 72 games last year, his most in 6 seasons, averaging just under 17 points per game, but remained as efficient as anyone in one-on-one situations, ranking second in points per direct isolation. In his 15th NBA season, DeMar DeRozan remained among the most consistent scorers in the league, averaging 24 points, fourth most in his career. One of just 5 players, though, to average 20 points in each of the last 11 seasons. More free agency news across the league. Russell Westbrook picked up his $4 million option to stay in his hometown and return to the Clippers, while Kevin Love declined his $4 million option with the Heat, but both sides are hopeful about negotiating a new deal. And Patrick Williams has an agreement to return to the Bulls on a 5-year, $90 million contract.
For about another 4 months, but this is still a consequential weekend in the association. It's free agency Sunday. LeBron has opted out, so is Paul George. We're going to talk about both of those guys in detail in a second. James Harden, Klay Thompson, DeMar DeRozan could all be on new teams. Tyrese Maxey, we should mention as a distinction, is a restricted free agent. Let's break it down with Bobby Marks. Spent 2 decades working in NBA front offices. He's with us tonight. Let's start obviously at the top with LeBron opting out, says he wants to see roster improvements, is willing to take a pay cut to make that happen. So take us through what could be in play here for the Lakers.
Yeah, right now we have LeBron James signing a new contract starting at $49.5 million. As you can see, their payroll is at $180 million. We've talked about the apron, the first apron, the second apron. So for the first apron, which is at $179 million, they cannot go out, as is right now, and go out and sign a player like Klay Thompson to the $12.9 million non-taxable level exception. That's why LeBron is saying, wait, I'll take a pay cut if a certain player is available. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to slide him back in here.
Right.
And now we're going to drop his number down. See how we're going down? We're going to put it down to $30 million.
Yeah, he said he'd take the cut.
Yep. So that's a $20 million haircut. Okay. And now we're going to slide him back in.
Okay.
That gets up to 161, right? So remember that 179 number, which was the magic number.
Yep.
Then when you look at a player like Klay Thompson,
right,
and we'll drop his number down, right? We're doing some math here with that.
Yep.
We keep on dropping it. And then we put Klay in.
Right.
That gets him under that number.
Wow.
179. But it's going to take for LeBron to take a $20 million haircut to get Klay Thompson.
All right, we'll see what happened. Of course, Klay's dad has a little history with the Lakers, you might know. All right, we mentioned we were going to talk about Paul George as well. He opted out. This one's really interesting because I think, and Woj said this to us last night, and he's been saying it all week, this is sort of the cascading effect player, right? What happens with him might impact what happens to a lot of teams and a lot of players. Take us inside this.
Well, Philadelphia is sitting in the driver's seat. The Philadelphia 76ers, and that's one of the 3 teams that he's going to meet with, along with Orlando and certainly the Clippers. If they want to go out and sign Paul George with cap space right off, 4 years, $212 million, they can easily do it. We basically slide him in right there. Okay. Easy. Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, they got a little bit of extra money to go out and do that here. That's the cleanest way to do it.
Okay.
Certainly he can go back to the Clippers.
Yes.
4 years, $221 million. They've had the whole year to negotiate that number. They have not been able to do it. Kawhi Leonard signed for 3 years, $150. That's kind of, they've drawn a line in the sand.
Yeah.
That puts Paul George into free agency. Decline that option, becomes a free agent, the best player outside of LeBron James in free agency.
He's from Palmdale, California. The Clippers are his quote-unquote hometown team. Does not appear to be taking a hometown discount, unlike the first guy we talked about. It'll all be settled to some degree on Sunday, moving